Hello everyone, live from the Emirates Stadium, ahead of course of Arsenal against Manchester City, which we will get to, Gary, but let's talk to you about this move for Marcus Rashford to Aston Villa on loan with an option. Your thoughts, please. Well, I think the first thing to say is that Marcus Rashford had to leave Manchester United, particularly after Ruben Amorim's comments in the last couple of weeks. There was no way back for him, so he had to find another club. There's a number of things about the Villa move that I think are in his favour. One, he's going to a better football team at this moment in time. Manchester United fans won't like sort of hearing that, but Villa are far better than United. I think the style of play of Villa, they're not a high-press team. They sort of play like a mid-slip and then they sort of do counter-attack really well. So I think that will suit him because he's not someone who really has pressed well at Manchester United. The main thing for me is that he's playing for one of the best managers and coaches, I think, in the world, in Unai Emery, and he's got nowhere really else to go now. Marcus Rashford, it's not worked out for him with the last few coaches at Manchester United. So if he can't make it work with Unai Emery, then obviously he becomes the problem. I think it's a big opportunity for him to have a good 3 or 4 months and get his career back on track, because there's no doubt he's had a nightmare in this last 12 to 18 months. On and off the pitch, it's all gone sour for him. And Manchester United will obviously want him to succeed as well, because they'll want the money, obviously, that will help them get better players in the future, which Ruben Amorim wants. Yeah, it looks like Villa are going to cover around 2/3 of his salary. They have brought in Marco Asensio as well, another winger. They have quite a lot of wingers, Gary. Do you think Marcus Rashford's going to start? Look, they've got enough games going on in the Champions League, the FA Cup. They've obviously got a fight to get back into the top 4 this season. I think he will start. I think that he's Marcus Rashford at his best. He's an excellent player and will be a real threat. And he could get into that Villa team. What Marcus Rashford needs to do is get all the distractions out of his life that may be occurring and concentrate on his football again. And hopefully, without maybe the spotlight that Manchester United brings, Villa might just be the perfect club for him, but we'll obviously find out very quickly. Let's talk Arsenal against Manchester City then. It feels, with the way that Liverpool are going about their business, that Arsenal today, Gary, really need to make a firm statement. Yeah, and it feels like they're having to do that every single week. Liverpool are squeezing them really hard, and it must feel for Arsenal like they're climbing hills at this moment in time just to stay in the race. I mean, they've got a couple of challenges, Arsenal, I think, at this moment in time, and that one. They've got to win the game that they have in front of them, which is Manchester City, which will be tough. But then they've got this sort of mental side, this thing that Liverpool, it should be them. When Manchester City drop off in this last couple of years, Arsenal have been there. So they would have been thinking that if Manchester City drop off this season, that, they would be at the top. And they're not. And Liverpool look like they're really pulling away at this moment in time. So the pressure really is on Arsenal. And you're right, they need a statement performance again. And they're going to need more of them as the season goes on, just to even be there if Liverpool do slip up. City are in decent form, Gary. What does your gut tell you today about the match that will take place behind you? I think Arsenal win, and I think there's more on it for them. I think that the midfield area will be crucial. I think Kovacic and Gundogan, I think in big games, they really can struggle. They are in decent form. I like Mahmoud on the left. I do like, actually, the potential of that partnership that I saw last weekend between Guardiola going really sort of outside him and Mahmoud making the runs inside. So I think they'll have some threats to deal with Arsenal, but I do fancy Arsenal to win this game. Gary, thank you as ever. We'll speak to you next week. Take care. See you soon. Hi there, I'm Lily Bow, studio host of 1 Hour Sports coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long.